Hey there, myself Satnam Singh, resident of India, and studying Indian polity with you. Okay, so have a glance. Indian fourth unit, Indian polity, which has been read by me. Indian polity, historical background. I am fond of being anchor of telecast, okay, rather than broadcast. Rather than Doordarshan telecast, DD anchor, okay. So I am, in this field I have fondness, propulsion, okay. Historical background: British administration in India till 1858 was um, mainly that of the East India Company. As we know, British came to India in 1600 as traders as part of East India Company. Later in 1765, they got Diwani right over Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. Also, the company, which began as a purely commercial corporation, gradually attained the status of government. This gave impetus to various commercial and political activities of East India Company. With the increased power, arose the need of regulation of activities of East India Company. This was done by different acts of British Parliament, like Regulating Act 1773, Pitt's India Act 1784, Chartered Act 1813, 1833, 1853, etc. East India Company, that is Saryurai company enacted by Saryurai, my ancestor, before my previous fifth ancestor, Saryurai. Okay, East India Company, Bihar, modern Bihar, and at that time also Bihar. Need of constitution. After 1857 revolt in India, British Crown took responsibility of directly administering India. To administer India, they passed various Government of India Acts, like Government of India Act 1858, 1892, 1909, and 1935, etc. Meanwhile, after setting up of Congress in 1885, in 1885, it pressurized British government to bring reforms in Indian administration. In 1928, Motilal Nehru drafted a constitution for India known as Nehru Reports. Later in 1934, M.N. Roy suggested that India should have a constituent assembly to draft a constitution of its own. Such a constituent assembly was set up in 1946. On 26 January 1950, Indian Constitution came into being. But here it is wrong. 1959, 1951 से स्टार्ट हुआ था. ये जस्ट प्रोपाउंडेशन था. ये मोतीलाल नेहरू इन 1928, ये जो भी हो टेररिस्ट proposal था, which was denied. Okay, you will soon the effect soon in Indian government and its appropriation. Making the constitution. The idea of a constituent assembly for India was given for the first time by M.N. Roy, Saryu Roy. The idea of constituent assembly for India was given by the first time by M.N. Roy in 1934. Later in 1935, Congress also demanded to have a constituent assembly to frame the Constitution. August of 1940, Cripps Mission 1942 had the provision of constituent assembly on the recommendation of cabinet I am not mentioning detail. Okay, so I am same as what. Wow, this book covered, total syllabus covered, understood, enacted, and followed. Okay, so but I will read to have glimpses of our past in Indian polity at rate of Indian polity dot ets no esv dot ind. Okay, but where was, so later this paragraph will be covered and update will be always there. The Constituent Assembly met for the first time in New Delhi on 9th of December 1946 in the Constitution Hall, which is now known as Central Hall of Parliament House, but which has been changed by latest government. Okay, the first meeting was held on the 9th December 1946 with Sachidanand Sinha. Sachidanand Singh. Okay, you may assume Sachidanand Singh was also there. Now he is also alive before you. I am his latest son, Sachidanand Singh. But SINGG also, Singh, in Gurumukhi script we are currently using rather than Devanagari script. For Singh, lion means king. We are currently using of Gurumukhi script and all are following rather than Singh. As the interim or a provisional president, on 11th December 1946, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the permanent president of the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly took almost 3 years, 2 years, 11 months and 18 days to be precise, to complete its historic task of drafting the Constituent for independent India. During this period, it held 11 sessions covering a total of 165 days. Of these, 114 days were spent on the consideration of the draft commission. And in this, you will not look any other Constituent Assembly member, okay, like Bhim Rao Ramji Ambedkar, which is currently used by terrorist group in India, by invaders. Okay, but will be soon there. Here may be used. Here is also, no, here. Chairman was Dr. Bhim Rai Ramji Ambedkar. Okay. But on the main, there is no any participation. MN Roy only. Drafting Committee. On 29th August 1947, the Constituent Assembly. No, I will. There is a very more time. I will cover in next session.